radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
No limit to the limit. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp. No limit to the limit with Robert and Vicky Bell. I thought I told you. No limit to the limit. For better or for worse. No limit to the limit. For richer or poor. No limit to the limit. In sickness and health. I thought I told you to love and cherish until death do you part. 1 + 1 =
1.
2 is bigger, but it's
Still 1.
1 1,000, but 2
10,000.
Team Bell. Rob and Vicky Bell. Hot 702.5.
We out. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.
Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with the Bells here on Hot 702.5 Risky Radio, coming to you live out of these streets in Las Vegas. The city of Las Vegas. It's a nice crisp 60 degrees out there this morning. So welcome to Las Vegas, y'all. Lady Bell is in the building. Can I get a good morning, Lady Bell? You know they love hearing from you, Lady Bell, and you know it boosts me too. I need that mojo. I need that juice. I need that love from you too. On this December 20th, 2025. It's only 11 days left, 11 days in 2026. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy that we only got 11 days left here in the year of 2025? Only 11 days left. I didn't check the news this morning. Lady Bell, fill me in if you know, because this is important. Did the Senate, did they go home yesterday? Did they go on vacation? I don't know. Can you check that for me right quick if they went on vacation or not? Because I know the last thing I heard, they did not extend the affordable health care. And they said that the Speaker of the House was sending everybody on vacation. We got to get right into it, Lady Bell, because we only got 11 days left in this year. It's unbelievable. No update on the affordable.
Previous meeting, Friday, December 19th.
Yesterday.
The Senate convened at 11:30 a.m. There's no update.
No update. No breaking news. No update on. Okay, so but regardless, if they didn't pass it, I got to get right into it, Lady Bell, because it's so important that we must understand that if they do not pass this affordable health care, people health insurance are going to double, in some cases triple. Recall and review. Why do I keep pointing this out? Who was I just talking? Oh, I was just talking to Vicky, I was just talking to May yesterday. My sister May. I was talking to her yesterday, and she was telling me about some people in how their health care was doubling. Some of her friends' health care was doubling, and she was telling me a situation about a year ago. Go ahead. You got some news for me?
Yes, the Senate essentially went home yesterday as it adjourned for the year. Here's what
Hold it. The Senate went home yesterday?
On Friday, December 19th, 2025, the Senate held only a pro forma session, a brief procedural meeting with no real business, and then adjourned for Christmas holiday recess.
Returning on what? January 2nd, 3rd?
After that pro forma session, the Senate is not conducting regular floor business and is otherwise out of town until it returns for additional pro forma sessions, dates like December 23rd, December 26th, and December 30th, and into early January, with the next full session scheduled after the new year. So in practical terms, yes, the Senate left Washington after a brief procedural session.
Wow. So that means
that your premiums going up really isn't a factor in their lives.
So, wow, that's crazy. But this is what it come to, and this is what is so important about being there for each other. I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 weeks, people are going to need people. We are going to need each other. I've been saying this. I've been getting a lot of slack about it because I was saying how food is low fruit. Hold it. Be quiet. Don't say nothing, Lady Bell. Don't say nothing. Just listen. I don't hear anybody saying we're giving out food over here. I don't hear anybody saying we're gathering over here. I don't hear anybody saying come to this church. I'm not hearing anybody saying come here, come there. We've been seeing it, Lady Bell, for the last 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. It was all the programs was closed. Everybody was crying about we got to feed the people. Everybody hungry. Babies are starving. Babies are crying. We got to feed. How can you let these babies go hungry? Now we don't hear nothing. Do you hear how quiet it is? Do you hear how quiet it is? When we would drive across town, Lady Bell, we would see cars backed up. Like, what's all this traffic? But then you go down a few blocks and you see they're turning into this church, or they're turning into this establishment, or they're turning here to this establishment because they was giving out food. In the last 2 weeks, Lady Bell, we have not ran into any traffic. We have not seen any. I'm not saying that there ain't none, but where is the urgency? Where is the urgency to get food into people's hands? Where is the urgency to get food into people's houses? You know why there's no urgency? Food is low fruit. Rob, why do you keep saying fruit is low fruit? Because the Jordan Gammas came out last week. It was lines last week for the Jordan Gammas. I think I'm saying it right. Gammas, whatever. Whenever Jordan come out with some new shoes, we're in line for that. We're paying $200, $250, $300. And if you don't get them when you're in line, you can go online and pay twice the price. Food is low fruit. You need some food, call me up. I can lead you in the directions to get some food. I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 weeks, we all need help. Some form of fashion, we all need help. That's why it's going to be so important, Lady Bells. We was talking this week about what ship are you on? What ship is going to supply you with some help? Remember we had that conversation about ship? You was like, Rob, what's about ship? I wanted to use the word ship, Lady Bell, because a couple weeks ago, Recall and Review, we talked about during the pandemic, and I want to, you always correct me when I say something, you fix it for me. You said, Rob, you said everybody not in the same boat. Everybody's in boat, but not same boat. Might be in a rowboat or a yacht or whatever type of boat you might be in. I want to correct that. I meant to say we're all in the same storm. 2020, remember everybody say, oh, we're all in the storm together. No, we're all in the same storm, but it's a difference when you're in a rowboat in the storm than when you on a big old ship, when you big old cruiser ship, a big old cruise ship or a Navy ship or a yacht or a sailboat. No, we all might be in the same storm, but we're not all in the same boat or the same ship. They're my people. Not in the, so you got to know what ship, if you're going to need help, what ship are you going to get your help from? Rob, what do you mean ship? What relationship, what friendship, or fellowship? Who are you fellowshipping with? Will they help you? Who are your friendship with? Who will help you? Who are your relationships with? Will they help you? You better know what ships you are hanging out with and what ship you can jump on just in case my ship start taking on some water, just in case my ship starts sinking, just in case my ship runs out of power, just in case my ship is in distress. What ship can you turn to? Who you fellowshipping with? Who you're friendshipping with? Who are you in relationship with? For years, I'm at 62 in about 30 days, I'll be 62. And I'm finally getting the revelation of the difference of ships. We've been, for all my Bible believers and all my Bible readers, we've been fellowshipping. That's why I say, turn to the left, turn to your right. We've been turning to the left and turning to the right and saying this to our neighbors and that to our neighbors, and I don't even know your name. You don't even know my name. So when you fellowship, it's hard to ask for help when I don't even know your name. It's hard to ask for help when we've been fellowshipping, but we have no relationship. We have no friendship. We just been fellowshipping, saying the same thing, hearing the same thing, quoting the same thing, saying the same old cute cliches. Won't he do it while we're hurting? The best is yet to come, and things are getting worse. You got to know what ship is available for you and what ships you can deal with. I'm sorry, y'all, but Lady Bell in the other room taking care of some business, and she texted me something. I'm trying to figure out how I want to answer it. But you got to know what ship is going to be available to you. We all need some help. Recall and review. December 20th, 2025, 11 days going into the new year. They did not pass the affordable health care. They did not. January 30th, they only funded the government until January 30th. They only funded the government till January 30th. More than likely, we're going into another shutdown. More than likely, we're going into another shutdown. We talked about having plans. Your plans got to be more than we gonna do better next year. What husband, father, man of the house, what is your plan for 2026? What is your plan? It amazes me. It amazes me how none of us, it's amazing. I ain't gonna say none of us. It's amazing me the amount of people I talk to have no plan for next year. You down to 11 days. It amazes me that you have no vision for next year, for you, for your wife, for your family, for your home, for your job, for your future. How do you have no plans at all? We must stop getting distracted. I don't want to know every stat of this, or I don't want to know every stat of this player or this team or this. I know all of that, but I have no stats about home. I have no ideal about home. I have no dedication or commitment to home, but I got more dedication. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead of myself. One thing I've been seeing so much lately, the Bible says, for my Bible readers and my Bible believers, you got to understand it. For my Bible readers and my Bible believers, the Bible says, in the last day, they will become lovers of pleasure. They will become lovers of pleasure. They will be distracted by pleasure. They will be distracted by the things of the world. We are so, now, do you see how caught up and how distracted we are about everything that's pleasurable? And I want to say sports because sports is one of our biggest distractions. I love boxing. But and I used to love wrestling. Remember when you watch wrestling and as a kid and you were that kid and you loved Bubba Brazil and all of that and all of them guys, and you believe Junkyard Dog, and you believe all that stuff was real, and then at a certain age, just like Santa Claus, you know it ain't real no more, but you argue with people about being real or not. It don't make no difference if it's real or not. Wrestling is a mainstream sports now. Wrestling is, and we know that stuff is phonier than what, but it's mainstream because men will be lovers of pleasure. Wrestling is mainstream. Boxing now is boxing now it ain't real, but we think it's real. They call it help me, lady, but what's that word? Expedition.
Exhibition fight.
Exhibition fight. Thank you for helping me with that big word. Now y'all seen that display last night of Jake Paul and Joshua. I can't call his name right now. Y'all seen that fight? That was ridiculous, but we was all caught up in being distracted. I'm sorry, y'all, but I got to ask Lady Bell. Was that those people?
Yeah.
Everything's good?
No. You on air.
Are they still at the house?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all, but we got some people working at the house, and so Lady Bell was taking care of that business. So, so we become so much in lovers of pleasures that because we don't. I know most of us, we don't want to deal with life. We don't want to deal with the pain. We don't want to ask for help. We don't want to ask for assistance. We don't want to ask for support. We don't want to give assistance. We don't want to give support. We don't want to provide anyone with the definition of help, to give assistance or support to someone, to provide someone with something that is useful or necessary in achieving a good end or achieving a desired. I added that word, Lady Bell, achieving a desired end. I need some help. Can you provide me some help? Okay, I'm going to provide you with some help. What is your desire into this? Lady Bell, like I know, hey, no, I ain't going to say that. I was going to say about, when you say if you need some help, just ask. You have not because you ask not. Sometimes all you got to do is just ask. But you got to know who you asking, because like I said earlier, if you're going to ask somebody, you got to know what ship you can go to. You got to know who you're in relationship with. You got to know who you fellowshipping with. You got to know who you are in friendship with. See, we don't get so confused that we think fellowship is relationship. Lady Bell, can you pull this up for me right quick? What is the definition of fellowship? Because for years, going to church, I thought I was in relationship with people. Only to come to realize we just been fellowshipping. You got it already, Lady Bell? Okay.
Friendly association, especially
I'm sorry, Lady Bell. Can you read a little slower, please?
fellowship. Friendly association, especially with people who shares one's interest.
Usually with people who shares one interest. That's why we felt. That's why when we go to church we say we fellowship, because we get share an interest. The interest is God, Jesus, church, or whatever your religious belief is. So a lot of time you're fellowshipping because of the same interest. And a lot of time your interest go your relationship or a lot of time your fellowship goes no further than whatever you said, the common interest.
Yeah.
A common interest, your fellowship goes no farther than your common interest. That's why when we fellowship, how you doing? I'm blessed and highly favored. How's everything going? God is good. So we keep saying these spiritual cliches because we're only in fellowship. Now, when you go from fellowship to relationship or friendship, fellowship to friendship, you're starting to build a closer relationship. Now, when you say, Rob, what's wrong? I'm hurting. Rob, what's wrong? I need some help. Rob, what's wrong? I'm sad. Rob, what's wrong? I'm depressed. But long as we just keep fellowshipping, how do you know you're in a fellowship situation? When you at one place of worship and you fellowshipping with, and then you leave that place of worship and you go to another place of worship, and you don't, and now you at a different place of worship, same common denominator, but with a group of different people. And now those other people that you was fellowshipping with at the other place, now that you don't fellowship with them no more. And because only your relationship was only, I don't want to say relationship, your connection was only fellowshipping. And now since you're not fellowshipping with them because you had that common ground, that fellowship fades away. And now you only fellowshipping with this group. And you don't went from place to worship, fellowship, and then you look up. Maybe I'm talking from my experience. And then you look up or you wake up and say, man, all those people I fellowship with, where are my relationships at? I told you last week, the average person, me and Lady Bell been together almost 30 years. We don't seen the ups and downs of relationship. We don't been through the ups and downs of relationship. And when most couples get in trouble, be it financially, family issues and all of that, most of the time they don't even go to the church. Most of the time, you know how many couples we don't talk to that don't been in situations, let's just say financial situation, that don't been in financial situations and they won't even go to the church for help. They won't even go to the church for help because there's no relationship there. Well, what did you call the pastor? Did you call the church? I don't want them to know my business. That's not relationship. That's friendship. I mean, that's not relationship or friendship. That's fellowship. I told you, fellowship is long as we talking about God, long as we talking about Jesus, long as we talking about the Bible, we good. Long as we saying we blessed and highly favored, we good. I don't want to get any closer than that. I don't want you to get any closer than that. When me and Vicky first got married and we were trying to build friendships, when we was trying to build friendships and relationships in the church, recall and review, two divorcees getting married. Hey girl, what can we do to make it better this time, righter this time? What can we do to make this thing work this time? I don't want to go through divorce no more. I'm hoping and praying you don't want to go through divorce no more. So as we started fellowshipping, she was going to a church, I was going to a church. Let's find a church together. So in the process of going from church to church, looking for a church that we wanted to join together, meeting, fellowshipping with people, and trying to build relationships. In the process of building relationships, me talking to Brother Tyrone and and this, and we rebuilding what I want to build a relationship, and you talking, you praying, you fellowshipping. Hey, Rob, how is Vicky doing? Hey, Vicky's doing great. Vicky's doing great. But if me and you sitting here talking, and Vicky and Keisha sitting there talking, but don't ask me, ask in my presence, you can ask Vicky how she's doing. Because I can, but see, that's what relationship is. How you doing? I mean, fellowship is how you doing. Oh, we blessed and highly favored. Relationship is we're hurting. I come to find out in the church, a lot of people don't want relationship. Let's just fellowship. We blessed and highly favored. Everything is good. We're the head and not the tail. I'm above only and not beneath. You got to stop. We're going to need help. It's all right that you need help. I've been telling, I told y'all, and I got to repeat it one more time. Whenever Katrina was, 2001, 2002, whatever it was, and when I made those flags and ran around the church and said, help, was I ashamed? No. Was I embarrassed? No. Was my kids embarrassed? Were my kids laughing? Yeah, but they were kids. They're supposed to laugh and be embarrassed. There goes my crazy daddy again. But now they can look back and say, wow, now I understand why dad was doing that. Now, since I'm 30 and I'm in some pain, I can understand why daddy was asking for help. But you know the biggest joy about me about running around with those flags and saying help? The fruits of it. Can I get an amen, Lady Bell?
Amen. Hallelujah.
Nothing greater than when you're going through something and you're fighting and you're pushing past the pain, you're pushing past the problem, you're pushing past the pressure, even if you're running around asking for help. And then, and you don't planted those seeds of help. You don't cried those tears of help. You don't screamed out that pain for help. And then when you start singing your help coming, never ever, listen, man, don't never ever be ashamed. Rob, why ain't you ashamed to ask for help? Rob, why ain't you ashamed to do this? For some reason, even, when you in school, and the teacher is going over something and you don't understand, and probably 90% of the class don't understand. I was always that guy that raised my hand and said, teacher, say, any questions? Yeah, can you repeat that whole thing? Because I have no idea. I'm lost. I need some help. You know how many times people have said, when you know how you walking out the class, man, I didn't understand that either. I'm glad you raised your hand. I'm glad you said something. Don't ever, no matter. Listen, married man, you struggling in your marriage, you struggling with your kids. Don't ever think that you alone. Don't ever think that you the only one going through this. Don't ever think that you the only one fighting for your marriage. Don't ever think you the only one fighting for your wife. Don't ever think that you the only one fighting for your kids. You're not alone. The biggest mistake we made is you don't want to ask for some help because I feel like I'm the only one dealing with this. No, I can tell you about some pain. I can tell you about some problems. I can tell you about some pressure. I ain't even gonna say the name of the movie, Lady Bell. I ain't gonna even say the name of the series. But me and Lady Bell left here last Saturday, and we went home and we looked at this series on Netflix. You know what movie I'm talking about, right? The series on Netflix about that woman. I don't want to say the name because I don't know nobody running and look at the movie. And so that's what Rob was talking about.
Yeah, no, don't say it.
So we're looking at this crazy movie, and I'm telling you, if the first 3 or 4 episodes, if that wasn't some stuff that I went through, the first 3 or 4 episodes, I mean, it could have been you could have placed me in that episode. And we sitting there looking at the movie and this and that, and Vicky fell asleep. So the next morning we started talking about it, and I said, Vicky, if that wasn't, what did I say, Lady Bell? If that wasn't what I went through, I mean, it was crazy. But how that situation went so far left, and I said, Lady Bell, you know the whole story. Well, hey, I'm gonna change that, Lady Bell. I said, you know my side of the story. You know my side of the story, right? And I said, Lady Bell, I said, my side of the story, I said, only difference is, man, I don't even know how to say this. And the look in your eyes, I think you want me to Thank you for Lady Bell. Thank you for the freedom that you allow me to share, because because I don't want a young man to feel like he's by himself and he's alone. And here it is, the end of 2025, and I got to go through this, and we still tripping, and we still fighting, and it's only me and you. I'm tired of you. You tired of me. We all got some pain, problems, and pressure. Young man, young husband, young father. You guys got to find somebody that you can sit down and talk to. Somebody that you got to transition from fellowship to relationship. Who, like I was saying earlier, me and Vicky was trying to build relationships. We was trying to build relationship with other couples. We're trying to build newlyweds, 2 years married, 3 years married, trying to find those seasoned couples, trying to find those older couples, trying to find those couples that can speak life into us, find those older couples that can speak love into us, find those older couples that can speak peace into us, find those older couples that can speak wisdom into us. It's not that easy. It's easy to say, oh, just trust God. It's going to be all right. Just believe. When we first started this show, I wanted to make it important to y'all. I think me and Lady Bell was doing marital truth and marital myth. And the first myth we wanted to debunk was, to a married couple, was all you need is God. All you need is God. Trust me. In this thing called marriage, you're going to need a whole lot more than God. You're going to need a whole lot more than God. You're going to need a whole lot more than Sunday morning. You're going to need a whole lot more than a scripture. You're going to need a whole lot more than a prayer. I was saying earlier, Lady Bell, I said, going into 2026, your plans got to be more. We're gonna start attending. Remember, what do they call New Year's Eve service? Watch night service. And you go there even me, you and the kids would do, what are we going to do better next year? What's our plans for next year? And all of that. You can write down the plan. You can do all of that. You can join the gym. But I think it was Jeezy who made that song. First, I'm going to make, and then what? He would say, first he going to do this, then he would say, then what? And then, first I'm going to make some bread, and then what? Then I'm going to stack some dough, and then what? First you're going to make a plan, and then what? First I'm going to pray, and then what? First I'm going to do better. Meanwhile, in the meantime, then what? I think, was that Jesus who made that song? And then what? You got 11 days. What are you going to do? For January 1st, the new year. Here is 2026. Then what? Then what? After you prayed, after you quoted scripture, after you laid on your face, after you went to the altar, and after you did all of that, after you fellowship, after Sunday morning service, then what?
I think that's good because, so many times, especially the saints, they get caught up. Yeah, I prayed and I'm waiting on God. But you know what? Faith without works is dead. You have to put it into action. It's an action word.
So that's the then what?
Exactly. So that lines with the word.
That's the then what.
Exactly.
Faith without works, the then what. Faith is I'm going to pray. Faith is I'm going to believe. Faith is a mustard seed. Then what?
Exactly. And I think that's why sometimes you run across people and they're just stuck. They're stagnant because they haven't put anything into motion. They didn't do the then what part. And that's the hard part. You got to roll up your sleeves and actually do the work.
And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to push past the pain. That's the then what. You got pain. Okay, I understand the pain. You go to the doctor. The doctor say, okay, oh, your blood pressure is high. I'm going to give you this medication, and then what? Then you need to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to give you this medication, then what? You got to stop eating all that pork. I'm going to give you this medication, and then what? You got to have a better sleeping habits. It's always a then what? Put that song up, lady. But I'm going to play that on her. First, I'm going to make some plans, and then what? I'm going to ask for help, and then what? The thing about asking for help, Lady Bell, this is the thing.
You know what? Let me back up. Even with your favorite, one of your favorite chapters, 2 Chronicles chapter 20, when the people ran to Jehoshaphat and said all these armies were coming against them, and you lined it up with pain, problems, and pressure, they laid before the Lord, but then they had to get into action. They had to do something. It wasn't just, we just waiting on God. They had to do something.
Jehoshaphat prayed. They prayed, and then the prophet said, the battle is already won. But and he said the battle's already won. But Jehoshaphat, they didn't go back home. Jehoshaphat gathered the army together. And this is the key, Lady Bell. This, me. I believe in. I grew up with 7 sisters, a mama, a grandmama, and 7 sisters. But I always believe everybody has a place. And us as men going into 2026, us as men, us as husbands, us as leaders, you must know your place going into 2026. Lady Bell, like I said a couple weeks ago, the man wrote the book about being a man. And I talked about the chipping away of the man, especially the black man. Society has chipped away at the men, period. So, over most countries, I'm going to say most countries, but a lot of the island countries, Jamaica, St. Martin, Aruba, all the Caribbean, Mexico, all the Caribbean places where we travel to close by, all the Caribbean islands and all that. When you go there and visit them, financially, they'll say, you talk to the people, like whenever America is struggling with stuff, like we'll use the pandemic, for example, when the pandemic was crazy and people wasn't traveling, and me and Lady Bell went to a couple islands, the theory is always, and this could go be worldwide, but I know with the islands, what would they say, Lady Bell? When America catches the cold, everybody else catches the flu.
Yeah.
When America catches the cold,
Nina told us.
Yeah. When America catches the cold, everybody else catches the flu. Man, I forgot what I spent so long on that. I forgot what I want to line that up with. I was talking about men. What was I talking about, Lady Bell? I was talking about men. I want to bring that back. I ain't in a hurry because it's live. This live. When America catches the cold, everybody else catches the flu. But regardless, I ain't going to stay with it. But I was talking about the chipping away of men. Okay, so that's the point I want to make. So if we talking about if this guy Scott Galloway book, Being a Man, if he talking about the deterioration of men in general, and he said in general, but I'm pretty sure majority of people that he interviewed, I'm going to assume that they were white. So if the white man catches cold, black man is catching the flu. If the white man is struggling, the black man is in trouble. If the white man catches the cold, brothers are catching the flu. Brothers are getting the COVID. So if it's a chipping web of going into 2026, and I said this, and I won't back down from it because I've been seeing it for years. The black church is one of the biggest issues for the black man, of the deteriorating of black man, but the position of the black man. The black church now is built around women. Our church in general is built around women. So if you go into church and you saying you don't need a man, but you're running the church every Sunday saying you need a pastor, and there's no, look around your church and see if what is other than the pastor, is there strong black male leadership? Is there strong black male leadership? One thing I love about the Kingdom Hall, Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't have pastors, they have elders. So when you go there from Sunday to Sunday, or you go to this hall, there, the elders rotate. So you're not getting caught up on Elder Johnson, because Elder Johnson might come to your hall and speak for a week or two. Then Elder Wilson to come in and speak for a week or two. So you're there for the word and not the man. But if you're in that type of situation, do your church have strong black male leadership, or is it just your pastor preaching every Sunday and the worship team is full of women? Where are the men? This book is talking about just the deterioration of men. And then I said a couple weeks ago, and we got to stop listening to these millionaires talking about. That's why I want to talk about these millionaires. When we talked about, the dude said the $100 million. Who was that? The original guy said $100 million was not. Odell Beckham said $100 million is not enough. So I had to do my homework. Odell Beckham said $100 million is not enough. Then Carmelo Anthony doubled down. Carmelo Anthony, who made way over $200 million playing basketball, will become lovers of pleasure when we're paying people $200 million to play basketball. My God, I wish I had the talent and the skill. We would all love to play basketball and make $200 million. We would all love to play football and make $200 million. Man, I wish I had the skills and the ability to do that. I wish I had it in my genes and my DNA. I would have passed it on to my sons, and I can watch them make that kind of money. But when you're making $100 million playing a sport and you saying it's not enough, I had to do my homework. The average, put a calculator out for me, Lady Bell. Let's just say the average individual, let's say the average man makes $75,000 a year. And the average man don't make $75,000 a year. The average black household, I think for 2025 is at, I want to say $60,000 a year. That's man and wife. If the average black household, I don't care if it's a single household, a married household, the average black household is only making $60,000 a year. But we're going to, because these dudes said $100 million ain't enough to live on, we're going to say the average man makes $75,000 a year times 40 years. And let's just say he works 40 years. 40 times 75,000, what was it, Lady Bell? 3.5 billion?
$3 million.
$3 million. The average man is not going to make $3 million in his lifetime. And these dudes are talking about $100 million ain't enough. And then we got to quit believing that stuff, generational wealth. Oh, buy a house, that's generational wealth. So in one term, you telling me a $500,000 house is generational wealth, but this dude is telling me $100 million ain't enough? Come on, y'all. Open up your eyes. Oh, buy your house. That's generational wealth. Yes, if you can afford a house, buy a house that you can afford. Buy a house that you can afford. But we got to quit believing this stuff. People just saying stuff. Oh, get a house. That's generational wealth. Odell Beckham, Carmelo Anthony said $100 million. Hey, and this is what Carmelo Anthony kept saying. Y'all don't understand taxes. Y'all don't understand taxes. Y'all don't understand agent fees. Okay, let's go back to $75,000 a year, Lady Bell. Pull that up. $75,000 a year minus taxes. I said $3 million in a lifetime. That was $75,000 a year. Now let's just stick with the $3 million, Lady Bell. You don't make $3 million in 40 years if you don't make $75,000 for 40 years. Now, so you got $3 million. Let's take a third of that in taxes. What we down to $2 million? We down to $2 million. $2 million. And then let's say, let's take off another $500,000 on other, because when we say taxes, we talking about federal taxes, so we still got to about Social Security, FICA and all that. Let's take another $500,000 out. So now you down to $1.5 million over 40 years. But you sitting up here listening to millionaires talking about $100 million ain't enough. Let's talk about some more foolishness. The rapper The Game said, if you're going to be serious about a woman, and I know I can hear somebody now. If you're going to be serious about a woman, you should be willing to spend $5,000 a month on somebody that you serious about. $5,000 a month? Lady Bell, I sent you those statistics. We just said the average man, let's just give him average man $5,000, $75,000 a year minus taxes. That's $50,000 a year. So if you're giving a woman $5,000 a month, you giving her your whole check. I understand. I can hear him now. Well, stay in your pay range. Stay at your pay grade. That's fine. I always stay in my pay grade, but you got to stop listening to this foolishness about $100 million ain't enough. You got to stop listening to this foolishness about, if you love her and this, and you serious about her, give her $5,000 a month. These dudes sound ridiculous. $5,000 a month. Oh, she got to get her nails done. She got to get her hair done. She got to get self-care. She got to do this. She need $5,000 worth of self-care. I ain't going to say it. I'm going to say nails done, hair done, everything done. She need $5,000 worth of self-care. Ooh, I want to say, my God. I'm going to say it, lady, but I don't care. Slap me now, slap me later. She that ugly? Is she that ugly? Yeah. $5,000 worth of self-care a month? Remember when D told me that one time? Hey, I understand that. See, that's what I'm about to fool. Remember one time D told me, and when we met that girl, I was like, man, she seemed to be nice. Oh, she told me she need $2,000 a month for her self-care. And he said, and that's why we ain't talking no more, because he realized she sounded crazy. You want me to give you, now if I like you, I ain't got a problem giving you $2,000 a month if I got it. But if I like you, you ain't gonna need $2,000 a month because you ain't gonna be that ugly. Hey, 3 minutes? I'm done. Okay. Hey. You know I am. You know who I'm with. Thank you for joining me today, Lady Bell. 1 + 1 will always be 1. 2 is bigger, but it's still 1. 1 1,000 and 100 million ain't enough. And 2 is 10,000. You know who I am. You know I'm with Team Bell. We out.
Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.